What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Um, Wanted to come on here a little bit aside from our normal 2 day a week podcast and just kind of make a smaller, shorter video touching on this whole Saquon Barkley thing. Um, Felt like it needed its own segment rather than talking about it just on the pod, and I wanted to cover that a little bit more. Obviously, we've been following Saquon this entire season as an Eagles fan. I could not be more thrilled to have him on my team. As a Giants fan, probably doesn't feel as great to see the type of success that he's been having um, for an in division rival team, nonetheless. He's leading the NFL in carries, 197, first in the NFL in rush yards, 1,137, tied for third in the NFL with 8 touchdowns. He's been probably the best player on the Eagles this at this point in the season, and he's just been an absolute monster for us. With that being said, I've been seeing a ton of stuff on Twitter about how people are, oh, how come the Giants let Saquon go? How could you do this? This wasn't the right move. This was stupid. All of this negative stuff about the Giants and how um, they let him go. First off, I think the Hard Knocks clip that came out of the Giants front office basically saying um, that it would suck if he went to Philadelphia, how he would lose sleep at night, and how that one guy was pretty much along the lines of, "Yeah, I think we should try and keep him." I think that makes the scenario. I think that blows the entire scenario out of proportion. Um, I think that if that clip never came out, I don't think there would be as many people that feel as poorly about how this entire situation played out as they do, because I think the Giants made the right move here. Um, I completely understand how, if you are a Giants fan and you see that clip, and how that would be extremely frustrating. I understand how your running back, you took number 2 overall, goes to your rival and is just absolutely killing it. I can understand how that's frustrating. Saquon Barkley on this New York Giants team does not make sense. I don't think he makes them that much better of a team. Right now, the Giants are sitting at what, 2-8, 2-7, I want to say. Um, if they have Saquon on this team, realistically, where is this team at? Do they have 4 wins? And at that point, what's the difference? This team in New York, the Giants, they need to go on a rebuild. They need to lose as many games as possible. They need to figure out this quarterback situation, which, the day that I'm recording this, they just came out and announced that Daniel Jones is going to be the third string quarterback. So I think they are finally realizing, hey, we need to. I hate it when teams like intentionally tank, but that's what this Giants team needs to do. They need a complete rebuild. They need to figure out this quarterback situation. They have other priorities and other needs besides the running back situation, because I think Tyrone Tracy's been doing a phenomenal job as the starting running back for this team. Um, since he's taken over, he's been great. 107 carries, 545 yards, 3 touchdowns, but he didn't really get his full workhorse touches per se until, what is it, the Seattle game. 18 for 129. Next week against Cincinnati, not quite the same. 17 for 50. Against the Eagles, not great. 6 for 23. But against the Steelers, 20 for 145 and a touchdown. Against Washington, 16 for 66 yards. And then against Carolina in Germany the other week, he had 18 rushes for 103 yards. And on top of all of that, he's on a rookie deal. He's getting his current contract is 4 years, $4.31 million. If you're going to get that type of production that Tyrone Tracy has been giving you guys, been giving you guys moving forward at that affordable of a price, you have to be thrilled with that. Them keeping Saquon Barkley and paying him, let's just say they paid him what the Eagles paid him. 3 years, $37.8 million. That makes absolutely no sense for a team that needs to tear it down on the offensive side of the ball. Besides Malik Neighbors and Tyrone Tracy, Andrew Thomas has been good too, obviously. But aside from those three guys, you could realistically get rid of the rest of this offense. I think Wan'Dale Robinson's fine; he'll be a good number 2. But like this quarterback situation and getting the rest of this offensive line straightened out has to be the priority for this Giants team this offseason. And winning football games and bringing in a guy and keeping a guy like Saquon who can impact winning, as we've seen on the Eagles, I don't think he's going to be able to impact winning how he is in Philadelphia as if he were in New York. I just don't think the Giants have that much talent on the offensive side of the football, and I don't think he would nearly have the same impact on the Giants as he does in Philadelphia. I think that this was the right move for the Giants to let him walk. It sucks that he's on the Eagles, and it sucks that he's probably playing like the best running back in the NFL right now. But it was time. There's no need for him to have even been like, maybe I can see offering him a contract, maybe not quite for what the Eagles did, but it's gotten to the point where they just need to start over. They need to figure out the quarterback situation. They need to get the rest of this offensive line straightened up. This was not going to be a spot where Saquon Barkley was going to be successful. And when you have the needs that the Giants have, paying $37 million to a running back is certainly not the best move. Paying that much money to a running back is for teams that would be a luxury for a team to pay a running back that much. So him signing with the Eagles makes perfect sense. The Eagles are in win now. The Eagles are in Super Bowl aspirations. The Giants are nowhere close to that at this point. Similar situation to the 49ers when they brought in Christian McCaffrey. I think that's a fair comparison. I think similarly with the Packers when they brought in Josh Jacobs this offseason, I think it makes sense for teams like that with Super Bowl goals that can afford running backs to go out there and bring in an impact player like one of these three guys. And it hasn't necessarily worked perfectly for the Packers this season. Obviously, they've had quarterback injuries and stuff like that, but we saw how well it's been working for the Niners. Again, obviously not this season. They're struggling, but you can just tell how different that offense is in San Francisco when Christian McCaffrey's there versus when he's not. And they've already made it to a Super Bowl with him. So definitely an impact move on their part to bring in a very dynamic running back. And we're seeing how it's playing out in Philadelphia. The Eagles have had decent running backs, and they finally went out and made a move to get a great running back to put behind this phenomenal offensive line that they have. It makes perfect sense to me. It doesn't make sense for the Giants to go out there and sign a running back to $37 million after the lack of production that he has had since his rookie year. Phenomenal his rookie year, has dealt with injury since then. And it was just time for these two to part ways. So I understand the frustration if you're a Giants fan. It sucks that he went to the Eagles and then you just have to watch him run all over the league. But at the end of the day, the Giants not bringing back Saquon Barkley was the best move for them and was the best move for their future. Let me know what you guys think.
White clouds blowing out when we max 4-5, not the size, but it